It is that time again. It's where we take a look at the various elements that are going to be coming together in the next few months. Actually, we're going to go like 5 or 6 months out and take a look at some of those, catalysts, if you want to call them that, market movers, another name for them. I like to do this from time to time just to get kind of a lay of the land. Maybe it's useful to you, maybe it isn't. But what I'd love to have you do is, as you listen to this, maybe send me in the comments below things that I missed, major catalysts, things that you think are going to substantially move the market that I just didn't remember to put in there. I'm sure that there are many, and maybe some of these you'll say, come on, Randy, it's not going to happen then, and or even if it happens, the market isn't going to care. I'd be interested in hearing about that as well. All right, let's start with the month that's almost, well, the October is almost done, of course, but I mean, so November rather is almost done. But what we've been promised is one more catalyst for next week. And I think that at least a bit of the run up last week was caused by some FOMO around this. And that's FSD version 13.3, which has been promised for us at or around Thanksgiving. So, that's Thursday. So will it come out before Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving? Will it be, the day after? Anyways, sometime this week, we kind of expect to see 13.3. And the question is this FSD complete? Is this where all of the features, all of the benefits are in there? That doesn't mean we can't add more later, but what you might call the promised benefits, things that we haven't got yet, like reverse, will these now finally be in 13.3? And, and then what are the reports that come out of it as people start driving it around? Within 2 or 3 days, we'll hear how good it is or isn't. We've already heard from Brad Gessner, I think, who has apparently a copy of this, and his people are already out driving it. He seems to think it's pretty good since he just took all of his money out of Uber and put it into Tesla. So I think so. Maybe that's partly due to having heard these reports on 13.3. We'll find out. Okay, so that's the first one. That's November. That's the only thing that I think will happen in the short week that we've got coming up. December. First of all, we'll have the China numbers for November. AJ has told us that we need to have a strong China for the entire quarter, record China, if we're going to have a shot at 515,000 vehicles for the quarter. And so far, so good on the weeklies. We'll see if the number that comes out usually around the end of the first week of December will give us some promise for the China numbers being strong enough. European numbers being okay. AJ says you only need to increase by 7,000, I think he said, or 8,000 vehicles. But the US numbers do have to be strong as well. And Elon seems to be doing everything he knows how to do to get people out there buying cars in the United States. All right. So then the China numbers will impact one way or the other. They could be negative, and they won't impact it hugely, even if they're very strong. Juniper, I think, will be unveiled in China during the month of December. Yep, that's what I think. And I think they'll do it like they did with Highland. They'll have YouTubers that will be doing those, hour-long, 2-hour-long videos about how great it is. Maybe some of the same players that they had with Highland, and maybe some new ones. We'll see who gets to drive it and who gets to report it on it. But so that I think will happen in the month of December. I think it will be a market mover. I think it will definitely be good for, 10, 15, 20 points. Because it is, of course, the best-selling car in the world. And if we want it to continue to be the best-selling car in the world and to add to the numbers next year, it would be nice if it was a lot better than it is now. Not that it's not great. It's the best-selling car in the world. But the changes that they made to Highland, no, these are going to make more people want to get out there and get a Juniper. Now, I mean, a Model Y. Now, on the other side of the coin, once FSD is at the level of a chauffeur, I don't think it's going to matter much. People are going to be buying. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Okay. I think in the month of December, the judge in Delaware will make the decision on the Elon pay package. It could go either way. If he says, yeah, sure, we'll let you have the pay package, or I guess it's she is still in charge of this case, hasn't gone above her yet. But anyway, if she decides that, okay, whatever, let him have the pay package, that will move the market up, maybe maybe a 10 points or 15 points, something like that. If the answer is no, it could have a little bit of a, a little bit, maybe 5 or 10 points down. And then, but then we would want Tesla to provide some reassuring response. So are they going to appeal it? Are they going to just say, we're not going to bother to appeal it? We're going to take it straight to the stockholders in May, roughly May, whenever the stockholder meeting is going to be, and we'll just do it in Texas instead. And maybe some color on what that's going to look like. Anyway, hopefully, if it's a no, there will be some kind of response so that we can understand what the next steps are. All right, so that's going to be, I believe, well, they've said it's going to be before the end of the year. Optimus will have a new video in December. Maybe, I mean, maybe not, but I think they'll have an Optimus video and it'll show some new capabilities. I'm hoping, of course, for voice. I'm hoping for it to talk and not with somebody in a microphone. No, I mean Optimus to talk using Grok capabilities. We'll see if that happens, but at least it'll be doing, I'm hoping, some new things in this new video or doing them faster. That would be nice. I'd like to see a speed up. All right. By the way, don't forget to order your Cybertruck bottle openers. Come on now, guys. I mean, the orders are coming in, so I'm not complaining. But I'm just talking to you as a friend. You need good gifts. You need some good, fun stuff to hand out this year. And for $25 or 20 if you buy four, it goes down in value. Go down and look in the information below. It'll tell you. It's like one is 25 and two are 45, I think. So it's $22.50 each. You see what I'm saying? And that's all freight included. So anyway, check it out below. Get some of these guys. And if you really need to start thinking about it, if you're going to put some artwork on there, some special artwork for your company. All right. Now the next thing here, we've got the month of, where are we here? We are, oh yeah, and like, subscribe, notify. And later on, we've got tonight, of course, we get the regular news show. That'll be about 4:30, 5 o'clock California time. And then Brian Wang, part two. Well, not part two. It's completely different. It's going to be such a great show. We're going to be talking about Elon Musk going to Mars, SpaceX going to Mars. But how does that impact Tesla? Oh, he'll be taking a bunch of Optimi and Cybertrucks with him on those 5 starships that are going to Mars. That'll be on tonight, 7:45-ish. Yeah, 7:45 exactly, California time. All right. I have lost my place here. December, we talked about December. Yeah, here we go. And then we've got January. Here we go. Reporting on vehicle sales on January 2nd. Also, energy deployments. This will be a market mover for sure. Do we hit 515,000? How much do we miss by? What is the street saying by that time? Right now, they're down around 490 something. Will they have moved their number up closer to 515 by then, or will they still be around 500? I think that we'll come very close to the number because I think Elon will do almost anything to get 515 out the door. Okay, so that is that'll be that number one. Then and the earnings report. Okay, we'll get. I believe. I'm hoping that it'll be like last time. That'll be transparent. That'll be valuable. That it'll just give a lot of details of the kind of stuff that the retail stockholders love to hear. And if the retail stockholders love to hear it, then I think the street does too. That was proven by that last report in October. It was absolutely amazing. Okay, so I'm hoping for insights into 4680 production. How are we doing? Are we getting close to 100 gigawatt hours? Where are we? What is the run rate? Okay, and then the status of FSD, that would be obvious. Maybe some more color on the 2025 deliveries of vehicles and the deployments of energy. What does that look like in terms of expectations? He said 20 to 30% on vehicles and maybe up to capability of 100 gigawatt hours deployment on energy. Is that still in play? Can we have a little more detail? Probably. I'm thinking that might happen. Usually that's the January report is when you get that. Dojo and overall compute updates. Did we get to 1 teraflop of Dojo itself? Okay, that was the goal for November. Did we make it? And then what about the overall compute update on the new facility down in Texas, in Austin? Is it all working? Is it all at 100%? What's the impact of it? Maybe some of that could be in the earnings call. And then, yeah, that would be the main things I'd be looking for in the earnings call. Now, one thing that I'd like to hear, one more last thing I'd like to hear in the earnings call. This would be super cool. And definitely, I think the stock would go up, is that the stockholders will vote in May, roughly, on purchasing 10% of X.AI for $5 billion. This is something that the stockholders want. I'm hoping that it'll be put to a vote in May, and that we'll now have that ownership over at Tesla. All right. Next, I think we'll see the first production out of Megafactory Shanghai. I hope that will be announced. Maybe it'll be announced at the earnings call also, or maybe it'll be at a separate event, or it's not like an event, but some kind of a special announcement that production is actually coming out of Megafactory Shanghai. Similarly, I would like to see first production from Corpus Christi unrefined lithium. That might not be in January, might spring over to February or March, but maybe it'll be in January, and then love to hear that's happening as well. I'm looking for major FSD improvements in new releases. So maybe we'll be up to 13.6, 0.9, 0.4, whatever. And I know that's not that funny, but anyway, but it is to me. So I'd like to, we'll have major new releases coming out probably weekly by this time, by the end of sometime in January. I would expect some of these to be pretty dang significant. That could move the market. Juniper should roll out in the United States in January. That is my hope, my dream. Maybe it'll be February. I'm not going to buy one. That's what I want Tesla to do. Maybe it'll take till February, but it would be great if it rolled on in January. Maybe they'll be making them in Austin. Maybe they'll be making them in Fremont. Maybe both. I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but just roll them out, baby. Let's get going. And then I think we'll have Grok added to both Cars and Optimus. So it might be one video that shows both. A really well done, like a 15-minute, 20-minute, half an hour video that shows how you use Grok in the car, shows you how it's going to be employed with Optimus, shows you how snarky he can be, or she. Maybe you can use different personalities, different voices. Anyway, this is, of course, how important this one is to me, but it'll move the market. I got to tell you something, it'll move the market. Okay, February. First of all, CATL production, that production line that we bought like middle of last year. I think by February, that is going to be in production. I'm hoping that they'll give us some numbers. They'll give us some idea of their expectations when because it's 40 gigawatt hours. Okay, this is not small beans. So is it up to, 10 hours, 20 hours? How long do they think it'll be before it's flat out at 40? This would be great information to have. I think the building will be complete in February for the semi-truck. The equipment will be starting to be installed. Maybe there'll be a lot of equipment already installed because the walls are almost done. The roof is done. I mean, by February, I think we're looking at, it's very, very close for the semi-truck to start actually producing in that new building. I think that in February, we will have the Model 2.5 reveal. Will this be an event? Maybe. Maybe it'll just be a video. Maybe it'll just be, again, a bunch of YouTubers that are revealing it and driving it and talking about how good it is or what it looks like, etc. But anyway, I think it will be, in one way or the other, it will be revealed in February, and then they'll have an order thing going, and they'll be taking orders for March shipments. And according to Gary Black, this one is going to move the market for sure. So that will be a market mover in February. Okay, and then I think that Juniper will roll out in Europe in February. Then I think we might have in February a major Optimus video showing it working at various tasks in the factory more than just pick and place. This might be the first one that shows it doing welding or assembly or I don't know, using a hand tool, something more than just pick and place. Everybody's showing pick and place, pick and place. No, we need more than that. We need it to be doing something more sophisticated. And I'm saying that by the end of February, we will get that. That might include, maybe it'll be included in the same one with the voice, but I'd like to, maybe we'll see a separate one that is giving some of these new things that it can do. I think we will see semi-production at the end of February in that new factory. It'll be very similar numbers to the line that they've already had going. This will just be the very beginning, but they'll let us know that they are actually making them now in the new factory. And then maybe a major update on 4680 with Austin showing at full 100 gigawatt hours. Another one of those pictures of the whole of the 4680 crew. They're all excited, standing around yelling and cheering, and they've reached 100 gigawatt hours of throughput annualized. Okay. All right. What about March? What's going to happen in March? Then March, I think, and by the way, that should be a market mover. It probably won't, but it should be. That's really important. In March, we'll have FSD version 14. That's my theory anyway. The biggest issue for FSD version 14 will be finding enough mistakes to create learning. This is already the number one issue they have, but by March, this is going to be a big issue. This is going to be almost impossible. So, but they will come out with version 14. We'll get all the videos showing how great that is. This will be, halfway to July or June or whenever when we're supposed to be doing Robotaxi. So this one is going to be a very, very, very good level here. We'll have a FSD licensing deal with Geely. I think Geely will be first. I think because of the companies that that Geely owns part of, I think they will see it as, I think they will be the one that sees it as the most important for their future. They're a major player. They're in the top 20 automakers in the world, and I think they will be next. It could be SAIC. They are also, in that 2 to 4 million per year category. I would love it to be Hyundai, Kia. You're saying, well, Randy, why wouldn't you love it to be Ford or GM? Well, yeah, I just think these guys are the past, and I think Hyundai, Kia gets it. These South Koreans, they're proving themselves over and over again. Anyway, we'll see what happens. The biggest problem with Hyundai, Kia is that they do have unions. Okay, then we've got used. Okay, so what's going to happen after FSD 14 and FSD licensing deal with Geely is that used Model 3s and Model Ys will be increasingly difficult to buy. You won't be able to buy a used one. They'll be gone. Okay, and not only that, it'll get harder and harder to buy new ones too. They'll back up. The orders will be backed up for months. That'll be because of Robotaxi FOMO. The entrepreneurs that I've been talking about, I thought it would happen last year. But what do I know? I think it'll happen by March, okay? And then Chinese autonomous car company will announce a deal with Tesla for vehicles. Baidu, or I think there's 2 or 3 of them over there, but Baidu is the most likely, that they will announce, okay, we're just gonna start buying cars from Tesla with the FSD, and that's it. And we've placed an order, and we're just gonna buy as many as we can. And Shanghai will have to start looking for ways to make a lot more cars. In April, what's going to happen in April? Okay, there will be a Seminal. This will be the Seminal earnings call of all time for Tesla ever. Okay, this will be the fork in the road. He's already got the fork planted out there at Austin. There's one in Pasadena too. There's a couple of those forks in the road. By the way, that was not original with Elon. Sometime I'll show you a picture of that fork in the road in Pasadena. Been there for many, many, many years. Okay, so maybe this will be a separate video. Maybe it'll be a big event in Austin. It is so huge that they really should make a big deal about it, but maybe it'll all be done on the earnings call. I'm not sure, because this is when it all comes together. Yes, it is not until 2026, I've been saying this for years, that all of it will come together in terms of full production of semi, full production of what do you call it, FSD, the new robocabs. Everything will be just going gangbusters in 2026. But I think it'll be at this April call. Now, it might be the July call, so I might be 3 months ahead of myself. It'll be either April or July. They will have this call for the ages. I mean, really, truly, no other company ever in history has ever been able to have a call like this. I know, it's sounding hyperbolic, but it's just true. Okay. It's all going to come together. Now, maybe again, they won't do it on the earnings call. Maybe they'll do it as some kind of an event, but it'll be like this. Optimus will be performing beyond expectations. They will show it human-like. I mean, it'll just be shown as human-like. They'll show it in the factories doing stuff. You won't be able to come. It'll be no difference. The human will do it. Optimus will do it. It'll show humans showing Optimus how to do things, telling Optimus how to do things. It'll be like having a conversation. Oh, no, just tighten it a little tighter. Now, don't over tighten. I mean, it's just going to be very human-like in every way, shape, and form, and it's going to be super impressive. Again, maybe it'll be July, maybe it'll be a separate meeting, but I think it'll be all at this one time. FSD will be virtually indistinguishable from an excellent human driver, even for Dan O'Dowd. Okay, he'll drive it and he'll go, okay, I give up. This is I can't even tell the difference. No, it's going to be. This is where maybe March, maybe July, but it's going to be like, okay, that's all we need to know. We're seeing these 10 times, 100 times better performance, and at this point, you just can't tell the difference. The Juniper will be sold out for months, 3-month waiting list. The Semi will turn on FSD. Oh, what about that one? Oh yeah, this is bigger. Semis having FSD is bigger than cars having FSD. Brian Wang has been telling us this forever. I still believe that someday Tesla will sell 1 million semis a year with FSD because nobody will want anything else. Once the trucks have FSD, it's over. Okay, for everything that doesn't have FSD. I mean, it's just crazy. So this is when they'll announce that the Semi now are equipped with FSD, and the companies that own Tesla's semis will be able to start using FSD. Yep. The UN, China, the EU, and the United States will all have autonomous rules in place. Now, some of these may have already happened. Maybe the EU announces theirs in February. Maybe China announces theirs in January. Maybe the UN announces theirs in March. I don't know. But by this meeting, all of the different authorities, these are the 4 main ones, will have announced their rules, their regulations, and all of those rules will be in place by the April this is the April meeting. Yeah, the April meeting. Okay. All right. So that's going to happen. All right. That's my theory. The 4680 will be ramping the second 4 lines in Austin. It will be ramping in Berlin. It will be ramping on the eventual, I think it's 20 lines in Reno, the 500 gigawatt hours. Yeah, it'll be going crazy. FSD, 4680 will be moving along really, really good. The refinery in Corpus Christi will be ramping with phase 2 almost complete and ready to start rolling. Elon will have already created some massive cuts through the Doge in DC, and the folks will be impressed. And there'll be people that'll be angry, and there'll be people that think it's terrible. But most people will be very impressed with what he and Vivek are doing. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy time. And that'll be, again, we're talking April. We're talking about 5 months from now, 6 months from now. Maybe Elon will also refine for us the Robotaxi rollout in April. A little more color on that, a little more understanding of exactly how things are going to work. All right. So that's April. I'm not putting anything down for May or June because there's lots of this kind of detail. I could just keep going. But July, Robotaxi rolls out. So I got to say, that'll be a market mover. You think? And then the rollout, we'll get stuff coming in about the rollout all through July and August. We'll hear, okay, this and this and this. And then in October, I'm throwing the date out, we'll have the Optimus reveal with prices, specs, shipping dates, everything. Okay. It'll go up on the website and you'll be able to place your order. That's going to be in October. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be the biggest day in Tesla history because I believe it'll be $60,000 a year to lease it, 60, 65, 70. Pick your number. I don't care. It's going to be a lot to lease it per year. It will not be available for sale. Maybe if it's available for sale, it'll be $200,000, but it'll be available to lease for $60,000 roughly per year. And it'll be sold out. It'll be sold out within hours. It'll be sold out for years in advance. That's just my theory. All right, that's all I've got for you right now. Remember now, later today, you've got my regular news show coming up around 5 o'clock. And then at exactly 7:45, because I've already got it scheduled, you've got Brian Wang talking about going to Mars and the first journey to Mars, talking about what's going to be in the Starship. What do you need to take? What are they going to do when they get to Mars? What are the kinds of things that the Optimi are going to be doing while they wait the 2 years for for the humans to come? Because there's a whole bunch of tasks, a whole bunch of work that needs to be done. Why do they need some Cybertrucks up there? Yeah, what are they going to do with the Cybertruck? Oh yeah, Brian Wang, he's out there in the future even more than me, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So be sure to see that one as well. Yesterday night, Brian Wang again, if you didn't watch it, actually the Larry Goldberg show was great too. I'll put both cards up. Brian Wang talked an awful lot about the Robotaxi rollout, what's happening with that, what's going to happen. Yeah, good stuff. It got, maybe you already saw it, because I think last time I looked at it was at like 5,500 views or something. So you might have already seen it, but if you didn't, those two are both there. I think I'll put both cards up. And okay, that's all I got for you right now. It's been great talking to you.